Such a dreadful, 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 dreadful fight. Let's turn it up. Listen in.
And so protects his mandatory challenger status with the IBF. Until the end, it was hardly the most impressive of performances, but in the end, he's got the win, he's got what he wanted, and he remains unbeaten. But there'll be some harsh words from that man there who's taking off the gloves, Ronnie Shields, who at one stage in the corner threatened to stop talking to him. But Hrgovic has pulled out the dramatic win in the end, in the final round.
So let me tell you something. That was a dreadful, dreadful fight. Here's the punch that he caught him with. Okay. Round number 12, about 1 minute, 45 seconds left. He hits him with that right hand. This is where the referee jumps in to stop the fight. He counted, but then seeing that McKean was out on his feet, stumbling back to the wrong corner. Let me see if I can get the punch for you. This is the punch that he walked into or fell into, went to hold. They stumbled back to the ropes. McKean is leaning on the ropes outside of the ring. Referee goes to pick him up, went to start counting, seeing McKean's face. McKean is just walking off into yonder. Not even with us. This is when he's going to fall on the ropes. I can't show it in real time. I can't show it in real time. But look, he's going to start walking off. He's walking off, walking off. Look, referee, look, he's not even there. He's not even there. So Filip Hrgovic, the IBF mandatory for Alexander Usyk, who's going to be fighting Daniel Dubois on August the 26th in Poland, has just defeated Filip Hrgovic via stoppage in round number 12 on the undercard of Anthony Joshua versus Robert Helenius. Filip Hrgovic is third in line for the mandatories for Alexander Usyk's 3 belts. Remember, Dubois, the WB, the 26th. In September, you're going to have, oh wait, they're doing the particulars. Joe Joyce, Zhilei Zhang 2. That's the WBO. And they're going to be next in line. By the way, Hrgovic didn't look good against Zhilei Zhang in his last fight, but he did lose his father. And that has to be factored in. But he's supposed to be a boogeyman, and he didn't look good tonight at all.
Undefeated El Animal, Filip Hrgovic.
Didn't look like an animal to me.
So not much to remember across the 11
like
completed rounds, but credit to this man, Filip Hrgovic. It was.
So I'm interested to hear the post-fight interview, and we're going to talk to my colleague, Big J, to see what he thought about the fight. Let me call him up, see what he's we're going to wait until after the post-fight interview. And yes, Hrgovic was throwing rabbit punches. I just think that, like, he's good. He is good. He's good, but he's got to. I'm trying to be patient, because I do understand he lost his father shortly before his last fight. And when was that? That was he fought Zhilei Zhang last August the 20th. So it was expected for him not to look good, and Zhilei Zhang is a good fighter. But as it looks right now, he's no boogeyman. And he won't be getting his title shot until at least the end of 2024, maybe 2025, depending. And that's if Usyk goes on to beat Daniel Dubois, then goes on to fight the winner of Zhilei Zhang, Joe Joyce, and then he goes after Undisputed, Tyson Fury. That's 3 fights right there. And the average champion fighter fights 2 times in a year. So this may push his mandatory shot back to 2024. A lot of people feel that Zhang lost, that Hrgovic lost to Zhang. But I'm not impressed anymore. I'm not impressed. But as far as Demsey McKean is concerned, I don't want to see him again. Nothing. I see nothing that makes me be like, yo, Demsey McKean to give a tough fight. Outside the fact that he's awkward. Doesn't really engage as much. But besides that, what else is it? What else is it? Waiting for my colleague Big J to call. On the way is the main event. The chief support, Derek Chisora versus Gerald Washington. I'm hoping this is not an ugly hug fest too, because Derek Chisora is an active come forward fighter, but with Gerald Washington being tall and being more of a boxer, not necessarily a boxer, but more of a boxer, I'm hoping they don't start getting intimate in there too, a whole bunch of hugging and shit. Like, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. Well, the WBL mandatory is next. The way it goes is the WBA, which Daniel Dubois WBA mandatory is getting his shot in August the 26th. And then the winner of that fight has to fight the winner of Zhang and Joe Joyce. And then the winner of that fight has to fight Filip Hrgovic. If they don't make undisputed Tyson Fury next. So the way I see it, Usyk is going to beat Dubois in August. Zhang will likely beat Joe Joyce in September. Usyk and Zhang fight sometime in April or May of next year. And then sometime in September, October, November of next year, we get Usyk versus Fury. And then the winner of that will fight Usyk. Hold on. Let me get Big J on the line. All right, Big J, we're live. I don't never want to see Demsey McKean fight again.
Nah, well, it went exactly as we thought it would, wouldn't it? I mean, he got in there. He looks.
I mean, but to
terrible,
drag it on 12
holding.
rounds, my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, Hrgovic looked like shit as well, because he should have got him out of there a lot earlier than what he did. So that was how a Demsey McKean victory normally goes. Sluggish thing, and then he gets the job done. But both of them looked terrible, to be honest with you. It was boring. I was struggling to stay awake.
For real. And if I would have known, I would have been like, you know what? We'll just do a post-fight. I wouldn't have went live during this fight. McKean, he just has nothing special. He had no power to keep. He had no extra engine, no extra gear. And I believe we talked about that before. Just nothing extra. Just nothing.
I know the one thing that I noticed that he needs to work on is, do you see how skinny that man's legs are?
Yeah.
He's got no calves. No wonder he's got no power in his punches. Yeah, I mean, his legs were jelly.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't believe the refs let Hrgovic keep hitting him in the clinch like he did. I mean, all those overhand clubbing rights.
Maybe that was the referee's justice of basically saying, like, listen, you're going to keep holding, so I'm going to let him keep hitting you.
Yeah. Well, that's the way I think. I mean, yeah, that's why I think, because McKean was doing it to himself. I mean, far too much holding. Far too much holding.
Especially the second half of the fight. Like, it was horrible.
Yeah.
So now, I think this hurt McKean more than it helped, because it's not like he, because of the performance he put up. A lot of fighters may not want to fight him because it's like, well,
why?
Yeah, it's like, fans are not going to want to see that. It's not like he's really really a high risk, but even for promoters, why would you put him back in there? He's had such horrible performances. Just nothing that really sticks out that makes you think, like, you know what, I want to see him fight again.
Exactly. It's just been mediocre performance after mediocre performance after mediocre performance.
Mm-hmm.
This one was just downright dreadful. So, yeah, I mean, I was thinking maybe the Hooney fight could happen, but why? I mean, Hooney would outbox him no problem if Hooney could stay in.
Okay, well, you know what? Justice Hooney, for those who don't know, heavyweight prospect, is now signed with Eddie Hearn, but he had an injury. He's going to be out for several months. I would entertain Hooney versus Demsey McKean just because of where Hooney is right now.
Yeah, that's the only reason, because he's so low on the totem pole. I mean, what's he, 6-7 fights in? He's not that many fights in.
Yeah, and then Hooney will be able to say he fought somebody who fought close to a championship, because if McKean would have won, he would have been IBF mandatory.
I mean, Demsey McKean now is only going to get. is going to be nothing but a stepping stone now. Not that he ever was.
And that's the only, this was his shot, but it wasn't. But he didn't even look good. It wasn't even exciting to where it's like, okay, McKean, you really stepped up with this one, Like he went out there with that same lackadaisical style, and gave us a lackadaisical performance.
There were glimpses there where he actually put the pressure on. I think it was like late round 8 and 9 or 7 or 8 where he actually put the pressure on. He actually, had Hrgovic back and was being a good pressure fighter. But that was about it. I mean, there was nothing there that you could say that. I mean, we knew Demsey McKean was going to lose anyway. It went exactly as we thought it would do. In our prediction video, what did we say? 10, 11 rounds, he gets stopped.
Yeah.
So,
how did you feel about the stoppage,
exactly
by the way?
how it was. Sorry?
How did you feel about the stoppage?
Honestly, I thought bullshit. I thought he should have let him. I thought he should have let him go.
I think that originally the referee, because when the referee picked him up off the ropes, he was looking like he started to issue a count. But then, he called it off. And while he's calling it off, McKean is like, it looks like he's walking back to his corner, but he's kind of off of his feet. But I did think the stoppage was kind of bullshit. I did think I'm not going to say bullshit, but I did think that maybe he should have gave him the count. I do believe that. Yeah,
he should have. Well, I saw him doing the standing A count there and just waved it off. I'm like,
he just waved it off,
Well, it wouldn't have mattered because it's one of those situations where it's better to stop a fight 50 punches too early than 1 punch too late. Demsey was way behind on the cards. He wasn't going to win that fight, so the ref probably did him a favour anyway.
Yeah.
So you look at it that way. I mean, Hrgovic probably would have knocked him if he did. If he survived the round, Hrgovic probably would have knocked him out clean anyway. So the ref probably did him a favour, but there was no way McKean was going to win that fight on the cards anyway. I mean, what was he down 10-2? Something like that.
I gave him 2 rounds. Yeah, I gave him 2 rounds.
Yeah, exactly. So there was no way he was going to win the fight. So the ref probably just did him a favour and said, "Well, bugger it. He's not going to win. I don't want this kid getting hurt, so bugger him." Yeah. So the ref probably did him a favour. So if you go back and think about it, okay, bit of a Billy bullshit ending, but at the end of the day, the ref's supposed to protect the fighter, and that's exactly what he did. So how can you how can you get angry at that? But terrible performance. And Hrgovic looked like shit too. He didn't look that flash either.
Yeah, so he's got some things to work on. And his trainer, Ronnie Shields, was very frustrated with him in the corner.
Yeah, we saw it. And so he should be, because that was a dreadful performance by both of them. I mean, that was a terror. I mean, if you go up against Usyk like that, Usyk will just belt you around the bloody park all day. So,
Well, with that being said, closing thoughts? Main co-feature is up next.
Closing thought. I mean, Demsey McKean was never anything that was going to light the world on fire, and unfortunately, he's proven that he's just not at that level. What Eddie does with him now, I don't know. Well, what can he do with him? I mean, maybe Robert. What's the bloke AJ's fighting? Robert Helenius.
Robert Helenius, yeah.
Yeah, maybe fight him just for shits and giggles, or the Hooney fight when Hooney comes back from injury, if he can stay uninjured for more than 3 seconds. I mean, there's not much going on there, unfortunately. I mean, I would have liked to see the Lucas Brown fight, because I reckon if Lucas got one in, he'd put Dempsey to sleep.
Yeah.
So, what do you think?
Yeah, I would be down. I mean, I would be down. Well, either way, all those are, interesting fights. But I'm just not. Maybe it's just the way I'm feeling right now. I'm just not interested in seeing him right now. I think the Hooney fight makes sense, if he wants to try to, build his name back up. But, I'm probably thinking he's probably going to start looking for some cash out opportunities. And who knows, he might not even be with Matchroom after this, This might have been Eddie giving him his shot and be like, all right, so he could end up over fighting back in Australia again.
Yeah, well, that's right. I mean, look what happened to Brock. Brock got knocked out and he dropped in quick as light. So... So, I mean, I don't really think we're going to see much from Demsey McKean again, if we do at all, which is unfortunate, but that's just the way it is. So,
yeah. All right. Well, Big J, I will let you go, and you can check us out. We do we cover Australian boxing, pretty much everything Australian boxing on the main channel, TstreeT Controversy, and some content on this channel as well. You can follow Big J at Old Mate Big J on Twitter. All right, Big J, talk to you later.
Right,
So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a little small break. The co-feature for Joshua and Helenius is coming up. Derek Chisora and Jared Washington. We're gonna take a small break. I'm gonna put a little bit of filler content on. And go from there. There was some glove controversy yesterday. Interesting. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.